All right. It should be going live right now onto Facebook.
Hello, Facebook.
Hello, YouTube. All right, one second. All right, so it looks like it's gone live. So with that said, let's see. I still haven't figured out how I want to do format, whether I just want to show OBS versus just Skype. I think I'll just show Skype. Whatever.
I think however you've been doing it was fine.
I've been doing both. I'm so inconsistent. All right, so we'll give it a couple minutes for people to join. We'll be starting in a couple minutes. Should I just play music, dude? I'm just gonna play music. Hold on, let me.
You should sing music.
Oh hell no, I did that last week. Hold on.
Oh my gosh, it's weird. I can see us.
All right, here's gonna be some music. I hope I don't get copyright striked.
Uh-oh. It's over.
You guys should listen to the song though, if you don't care about the echo. So we'll start the podcast once this song, is it finishes? Yeah, it finishes, so in about 3 minutes.
What song is this?
So I like random, one second. So I gotta make sure the public. So I think it should be public. Yeah. I saw it right now. Because I didn't change the settings, so it's on now.
Hi guys.
Alright, sorry Albert. I got it. I made it public, so try refreshing, and then you should be good. No. I don't think people have to add me anymore. I just have to, what's it called? So, I don't think I have to add everyone. I just made the stream public. My bad, because I have it set to friends only, and I have to change it midstream, so sorry about that. So we'll be starting in a couple minutes, about 2 minutes once the song's over. Because Kemp wanted intro song. Alright.
Yeah, I hope you don't get instructed.
Oh my god. I just see more of my friends coming.
That's great, that's great. Hey, I hope they don't like super troll though. Just okay, so Alison, can you just share it on your Facebook then? Or Albert, just share it on your thing. Share it on your Facebook. It's public now, it should be open to everyone. Whether they're my friend or not.
How do you feel about swearing on the podcast?
That's fine.
That's fine. As long as it's not like super excessive. Like you're saying like instead of, you know how some people like start with like or like? Don't be replacing that with like shit or fuck. I'm fine with it.
I just share the link on Facebook.
Alright, cool. Now the song's done. Alright, so hello everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of the Neon Podcast. Thank you for those who are joining us tonight on this episode, especially all of Alison's friends and Albert's friends. Appreciate you all coming here. I am the host, and if you're watching on YouTube, the owner of this YouTube channel, Neon Penalba. Welcome. So with that said, we're going to be doing quick introductions down the line, of course, per usual. We'll start off with Kemp and then Alison. So just your name, a fun fact about yourself, and your favorite ice cream flavor. Just real quick, go.
Oh man, it's a hard one. Hi, I'm Kemp. I hope you've been watching the last. Was it what episode are we on?
4.
The last 3 episodes. been on the last 3. I hope I've been promoted to co-host already. My favorite ice cream is probably green tea matcha. Next.
All right.
All
Alison.
right. Hi, I'm Alison. Fun fact about me is I hate thinking of fun facts about myself.
Damn, that's super meta right there. Damn.
And that's
Just end the stream.
that's all my creativity will take me to. So, the flavor is cookie dough.
Cookie dough. All
Oh
right.
man,
That's pretty good too.
sweet, so sweet.
All
Very sweet.
right, and like I said, I am Neon Penalva, also known as Neon, or I am Neon Gaming, and my favorite ice cream flavor is cookies and cream. So classic. Hold on, let me just double check that this is recording, because it wasn't recording last week. I swear, I didn't. That's why I didn't post it on my YouTube channel last week. All right, so just saying hello to people in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Amy Zhu, Yitang Chen, Albert Chang, Brittany Luong, Patrick J. Kizone. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Thank you for joining us on the stream. All right, so the topic for this week is what is... Oh, no, the power of friendship. I'm already messing this up, dude. This is pretty bad. Perfect. A+, dude. All right, so what is friendship? So, I already told Alison and Kemp this, but if you're watching and you want to think about it yourself, it's pretty much the open-ended question of, like, how do you make friends, or what is a friend to you? With that kind of thought in mind, we'll just be starting that off, and then we'll delve a little bit deeper into this topic, whether it's, like, significant others, like your best friends, stories, stuff like that. Chester, you're important, and you are now acknowledged. All right, so...
What?
Sorry, that's in the chat. That's apparently Alison's friends. Gerard, thanks for tuning in. All right.
If Chester comments any more on this, you don't have to respond to him.
Okay, if they seem troll enough, then I will not. All right. So, first general question for us to talk about is, how do you make or have made friends commonly or uncommonly? Whether you can interpret that question however you like. Does anyone like to start, or you guys want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it now.
All right. So, for me, I consider myself both an introvert and an extrovert. So technically an ambivert. So like aspects of both in my life and my personality. So for me, I like to make friends through other people, because it's like, sure, I have a close group of friends, but I have, like, as part of introverts, I don't like to go out of my way to make new friends sometimes. So meeting people through other people is a good way, because it's like, if my friends trust them and like them, then there's at least a decent chance that I'll be a good friend with them. Not, I mean, probably not like best friends, but at least, on good terms. And then other than that, like, other than when I was on, like, UC Berkeley Circle K board as Spirit and Social Chair, there wouldn't, and Golden Gate Fellowship, whatever, not important anymore because I'm a fossil and I graduated. But other than those 2 times, outside of Circle K, I would not go out of my way to, like, make friends. I would prefer to be, well, not prefer, but I would tend to be like a lone wolf, quote unquote. It's not like badass, but that's
wow.
in layman's terms. I don't know how else to describe it right now. So, I mean, that's how I make friends right now. So, or not right now, but especially back in the university. So, I mean, what about you guys? Either of you two can go.
It's pretty similar for me. I probably won't go out of my way to make friends by myself, but like if I'm meeting like my friend's friend, like for the first time, I feel like for the most part, right, like 80% of the time, we'll hit it off like pretty well. Cause yeah, like you said, if my friend trusts that guy as a friend, I'll probably trust that guy as a friend too. And like half the time when I meet my friend's friend, we'll make fun of the common friend, so we'll hit it off
Oh,
well that way.
oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Yeah,
Man, I do that a lot. I try to like combine friend groups at times when it's just like I can't make time for both of you, but I want to hang out with both friend groups. So I try introducing them both, and I just get roasted by like 6 different people. I'm just like, I haven't even done anything. That's not fair, dude.
hey man, can confirm I do that too. I do that to Neuron a lot.
Oh
The sacrifice
my
you have to make.
goodness. That's like,
Yeah, but
go ahead.
yeah, other than that, like if I make friends with someone like on my own accord, it'll probably be through like common interests.
That's fair. All
Yep,
right.
go for it.
Yeah. As for me, I'm pretty introverted, so I'm in an environment where everybody doesn't know each other, or like I don't have any friends, and um, I guess it's like pretty easy for me to make friends. Like I just find a way to talk to someone through some sort of, if there's like through any why we have to talk to someone, I will talk to someone, and then like just make jokes, and then we can be friends. As to like maintaining that friendship, that's like a little bit harder,
Oh, yeah.
but I can talk to people pretty easily if like I don't if I'm new in an environment, but otherwise I usually need like other people to come to me first to like talk. So if I have like a group of friends that I've settled with, then it gets me like it's very difficult for me to try to make new friends because I have a group of friends, which is a little
Mm.
bad.
No, I
But
think
I'm
that
working on
that's
it.
fair. That's fair to say because it's like
Yeah.
you're already comfortable with your group of friends. Like you don't want to
Yeah.
like let someone in that's like what's the word? Like a bacteria? What is it? Invasive,
Holy dude, no chill. Come on, man.
toxic,
The people
toxic
too.
as hell. Get
New
out of my
people
friend.
are fucking bacteria.
Yeah, dude. Freaking no new friends, dog.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to talk to new people. It's kind of awkward.
That's true. I mean, Kemp, you also said like common interest. I don't know if this is a troll comment, but Chester says like I asked them to play D&D group awkwardly. D&D sounds like a good way to
Hey,
make
dude,
friends.
man, if you do that to me, I'll play with you.
You wanna play awkwardly, dude?
Oh, we don't play awkwardly, but I'll definitely play D&D with you.
And then we also
Actually,
have.
because
Oh, go ahead.
or Chester like set up a D&D group with me and other people like in the group, I became really close with them, and like we like throughout the summer playing video games now. So yeah,
No,
very helpful, and we were
I'm not
very
gonna lie.
close.
D&D is a good way to get to know people.
I see
A
that's a
very
good
good way
one.
to get to know people.
I think Amy brings up a point, but I don't know if it's a true point. She says, "Friends are true friends if you don't need Facebook to remind you of their birthdays." I think that's really hard because okay, like I think that's one fair point to like your super close group of friends, but I think there gets to a certain point if you know so many people that trying to memorize everyone's birthday gets really difficult. 'Cause for me, sometimes I just forget random information. It's like somewhat trivial, you know what I mean? So I just like I don't know. Like what do you guys think about that?
Honestly, I'm so bad at memorizing birthdays. Like, I'm really bad at memorizing birthdays and majors, which is like I feel really bad about, but like it just won't stay in my head. So even if I care about someone a lot, I'm never gonna remember those dates. And I never really tell people happy birthday on Facebook either because I keep forgetting. And then I'm like, oh, if I tell this one friend happy birthday, then the other friend that I forgot to say happy birthday to will get mad. So I just don't. And that's how
No.
perceive
I
birthdays.
feel you. I feel you. I'm with that. I'm with that. Cause I'm like, crap. I didn't say happy birthday to the person yesterday. Should I say happy birthday to the person today? Because I know they're mutual friends, so they don't see it. I don't wanna be that guy. So I'm just like, I either don't say it or I have to say it to everybody. It's like the inclusion factor, especially if I'm not like super close with them.
Well, you can just private message them and tell them happy birthday and you're on. You don't have to like
That's
post on their wall.
true. That's true. That's also yeah, I know.
Yeah, but everybody loves that like popularity,
Yeah,
that
dude.
publicity.
Don't you want to be like, oh, dude, I got like
Yeah.
50 posts on my wall today? I'm like, hell yeah.
Wait, I feel like it's like half those people like don't like post on my walls. Like I don't even talk to them. So it kind of, you know,
Oh,
maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way.
No, but okay, yeah. So, but here comes, like Patrick says in the chat. He says, "True friends don't hold that against you." So I think that's also
yeah.
fair. Yeah. See, that's fair. That's
I
fair.
agree with that.
All right.
Is
So
that Paulo? Hey, what's up, Paulo?
Paulo in the chat. What's up? Amy saying Allison would not be my roommate if we are not friends. Well, okay, so I think okay, so that's fair. Do you two knew each other before rooming together?
Yes, of course. Amy, we're like best friends.
Dang.
Amy, I love you.
She's like declaring her love on stream right now.
Alright, how do you feel?
That's whatever. You do you. We'll talk about love later. It's also in the podcast. So there's that.
Oh, spoilers.
Spoilers. Just kidding. Not spoilers. So, all right. Albert brings up another point. You know your friends when you can talk about the dump you took last night. You guys do that? That's not even just like that's not like a common like interest. That's just common.
Okay, but Albert, you never talked to me about this stuff, so hello, excuse me.
Oh, jeez.
I guess you two aren't true friends.
Hell, Albert.
Dude, I guess me and Aaron aren't true friends either.
No, but we talk about we talk about other dumb shit though.
That's fair.
We have the other side of the other side of the dumbass coin.
Yeah.
we have the bromance side of the coin, right?
Yeah, you're right.
All right, I'll see you later tonight, baby. What? All right. All right, just joking. All right.
My
so
mom gave me a popsicle.
Wait, I wasn't joking.
wait, is
podcast.
that a push pop? What kind of popsicle?
Well, yeah.
What the?
I'm eating during the podcast. I hope
That's
you're okay
fine.
with it.
All right, so that's
Holy
fine.
shit.
That
Share
whole
some of
share
that.
some.
So hungry.
Like we last week's guest, we had that person just eating dried seaweed. We were like, holy shit, dude. All right, so this is like subtopic, but of making friends. So, do you think hanging out with friends and getting food is a good way to connect with people? Just based off like
Hell yeah.
what they like in food. So you said hell yeah. Go ahead. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, like, it doesn't even have to be like what they like. Just getting food together is it's a good icebreaker.
That's
Food's
true.
definitely a very safe option because like
Yeah.
everybody likes food. Even though
Yeah,
like
I mean,
whether it's
unless you're
super
like
expensive.
dealing with like, I don't know, like someone like really picky, and it's like, I don't know.
I think
At
that's
that
I
point,
think
it's
that's
just like,
fair
alright,
to
let's do
say.
something else.
Someone that's like either
Sometimes
super
food is
allergic to
hard.
everything, or like,
Okay.
because I know someone that's like
I'd have come
allergic.
for that.
Yeah, because it's like you I'm sure you might know someone that's allergic to like a bunch of stuff. I know someone who's allergic to like specific fruit, shellfish, seafood, and peanuts. That's takes out a lot of food. That's like most Asian food. Like that's like a lot of Japanese food. No sushi. Thai food is out of the question. I mean, I don't know. That's just me being like a stickler at that point, but whatever. And then we
Although
got,
when it comes to eating together, sometimes like it's hard to keep conversation while you're eating.
Oh, that's
Insecure
oh.
about how I look while eating. Like
fair.
there's some issues there that
No,
I'm not
but
sure
like,
about.
but is that like that's like introducing your friends? But if you're eating with like your close friends or people like whatever, right?
Oh, yeah,
like
that's-
it's like it doesn't matter. Like
No.
hell, you're eating on our damn podcast. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Holy crap! Oh my
How
god!
good this is.
And then we have Michael Cow joining
Holy
in, saying food or boba is no one can say no to boba. That's true. I think unless you're lactose, but I think they can still get the fruit teas. Patrick also saying try bonding by cooking or baking. It's still food. I think that's a good one. I don't
Mhm.
often cook with alongside people or like bake because I know some people do it a lot. And like they've made like combination dishes or like fusion dishes, which is really cool. And I haven't done that often, but have done it like twice. Like me and my friend, my Circle K son, um, last year we made risotto. God damn, that was like it was such a bonding experience because it was just us two, but it was turned out to be really good risotto. Damn, it made it taste
Yeah,
better.
I used to cook with my roommates when I lived with them too.
Mmm.
Amy, we need to learn how to cook. Although we're probably just gonna go to shit every time.
Yeah, dude, it was like men's cooking, man. We just like throw shit in there. It was great.
You expect it to turn out to be good?
Dude, it always turned out good. What are you talking about?
All right, give me an example. Go ahead. Give me one. Give me one.
I don't know, like fried rice, and we'd put like some like leftover In-N-Out sauce in there.
Oh, my friends have done that.
Oh,
That's actually
yeah.
no. All right, you may be laughing at that, but that's actually pretty good.
It's good.
I've had
right?
it.
That's
I've had.
genius. Honestly, that's resourceful.
All right, so yeah, like
Yeah.
honestly, if you have that
Yeah, we're-
in college
Shit,
and
like,
you
together.
just ask for extra spread, dude. So you get your fried rice, you add your whatever, soy sauce, egg, and then you throw, your ground beef or whatever meat, protein, tofu, doesn't matter. Then throw some spread on that. Holy, it's actually pretty good. If you
Yeah,
like
I take
spread, you'll
notes.
like it. That's just me though. That's just me. All right. So, um
Damn, we got hungry.
all right. So, I think that's one bonding experience. Like food and cooking is one aspect, but what about like your other hobbies? So, Kemp, you said common interest, right? And like we already talked about D&D. What are some other, and Allison too, like what are some other ways that you've bonded with friends or do not either often or somewhat often that you would do it again, you know what I mean? Or you enjoy doing with them.
I already talked about D&D. I forgot who brought it up. I played a lot of D&D in college, and I met a lot of people that way. I also played
How do you
Yu-Gi-Oh!
come up with those groups?
in college.
Ooh,
Yeah. So,
sending your
um,
friends to the Shadow Realm, I see.
yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! And then yeah. I watch a lot of anime. I mean, I think right now, if someone likes anime, I'm very welcoming towards them, even if they have shit taste.
I was gonna say that. I was like, they
I
have
will.
shit taste. They have like they have like the worst waifu in your opinion, or like
Yeah,
whatever. What the worst, the most annoying fandom.
yeah. Like even yeah, if they have the worst like they have the worst taste, or I'll respect it. Just I probably won't like walk on her like talk about it too much.
No. You'll respect it, but you won't respect it. Is what I'm hearing. Oh shoot! Hello.
Cut off there. Yes.
Sorry, there was an internet like. So I don't know if that caught on camera, but it's like you respect them, but you don't respect their opinion because they have shit taste, right? To a certain degree, it's like, all right, whatever, but you still have shit taste.
Yeah, I mean, if they can take that means we'll be good friends.
All right. Also, we have in the chat Michael Novang. What up? It's the boy. And Robert Wees Yu-Gi-Oh. So we also have another Yu-Gi-Oh. Sorry about that if I had a lag spike. Can you? I think the stream should still be working.
Yeah, it's still working.
All right, good. Sorry about that lag, guys. Network spike. All right, Allison or Kemp, you have any other stories, or Allison, do you want to go?
Go for it.
Yeah, I usually make friends because we're in the same extracurricular thing. Like in high school, it was band, and then in college, it's CKI. And I can't really think of any other people that I've been friends with that like for any other reason. But yeah, extracurricular clubs are like a really easy way to make friends. You kind of like you're forced to hang out together.
Forced.
I like
Wait,
the way
wait.
you put
I
that.
caught that word. I was like, wait a minute. Wait. So, so it's both out of your own
Obligated.
interest, and then you're sort of well, you're not wrong technically if you're like in the same club and you enjoy being in that club, whether you like the people or not, like what the club stands for. You're more or less eventually gonna be put in a scenario where you're gonna meet people with similar taste or similar interest. Forced is loosely being
Honestly,
used
but
here.
like it's more like I have a really difficult time like just like a hangout date. Like it's hard for me to initiate that. So like when there's I'm like obligated to just hang out with my friends, and that's awesome. Like I don't need like that's a perfect excuse to just hang out with your friends. So it's a lot easier to make friends that way.
That's fair.
Dating a hangout by yourself.
That's fair. That's fair. I think I'm sort of the same way. I made a lot of friends through like extracurriculars, through my clubs, whether it was like Circle K or I
Yeah,
would play
I mean,
video
like,
games with other people. It just honestly depended on like who I was hanging out with and like whether I was willing myself to go into those communities to make friends. I think that's one of the big things is taking the first step to be open to making or meeting new people and making friends. I think that's pretty important. Um, so in terms of like what else that sorry, let me I had like a small brain fart because I looked at chat and then I lost my thought. Sorry.
You good? You good?
So the thing is, what else other than like hobbies? We'll get into like delve into this a deeper level of friendship. So, what do you value in having a friend? So now that you've established, it's like, oh, we have similar interests, and I've been forced to get acquainted with your presence in my life, whether through extracurriculars or class or whatnot. What makes a good friend, or what makes a friend your friend? Because obviously, some people have different values or things that they um, honor more, prioritize more in a friend. Because you know what I mean. And this will transition to our topic later that we'll talk about. But what about you guys? Whether that can be having someone to talk to, just being loyal and like not shit talking your friend, being a gaming buddy, stuff like that. So either of you two want to go?
oh, I mean, honestly, I just want to have like good time with like other people. That's all I really look for a friend. I mean, that's just like a friend in general, but it's just like if you know like go deeper, like to be like a close friend or something like that. Like loyalty is like a pretty big thing. Like how do I say this? I just like someone who's just like who won't like who's not fake, something like that.
I think that's fair to say. It's like they're not being your friend because they'll get something out of it or something like
Yeah,
that, right? Is what you're saying?
yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That's probably the biggest thing. If I'm like looking to like be like close friends with someone, like probably like them being like fake or not is probably the biggest thing.
Yeah. We have Roger quickly before Allison goes. Roger saying support. It's a one-word answer. I don't know whether he means like emotional support, like stuff like that, like normal friends, or like they support you in League of Legends.
Dude, Roger, I'll support you any day.
I mean, if they support you in League of Legends, then they're probably a strong friend.
No. That doesn't mean you're good friends. That just means they can't play any other role. What? I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding. What? That's me. I can't play any other role. All right, just kidding. I'm toxic. All right, Allison, go ahead. What makes a friend your friend? Other than like half the people joining us here today are your friends, and they like to
um,
have partially spam because I am reading some of this and it is applicable.
yeah.
So
Yeah. I think the most important part for me is like sharing a sense of humor. I don't know, it's just the easiest way to have a good time with someone, and that's all I really like. That's all I really need, I guess. Um, when it comes to like naming someone a friend, um, so yeah, if I just wanted, so like if they need me, then like I'm totally down for that, and yeah, if they're down to like hang out with me, then I am totally there,
I
and
also
yeah,
uh, I also love friends that meme with me all day.
hey,
of course.
the meme life. Also, we have people in the stream. Honey Kaladi, Miss Kaladi. She says hi, Kemp.
Hey, what's up? Hi, Miss Buddy. This is
And
a
we also,
surprise.
yeah, we also have Chester.
This is Coletti.
She was our college
Oh,
counselor
what
back
up?
in high school, so we'll get over that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's cool. We also have Chester saying, "My spam is usually half relevant to the topic at hand." Albert says the best kind. So I mean, you know, I think spamming and partially trolling, like it's still relevant. But I think the fact that they're here means that they care enough about you to be here in the
I know,
first
right?
place. There it is.
Like,
There
give
it
you
is.
all my
There,
heart.
there it is. There it is. Unless they're actually just cyberbullying you, then that's a whole nother topic that I don't want to get into. But that's on you guys. All right.
They're
So.
perfect.
Okay. So what are like going on with along with the two topics that you talked about? So you said loyalty, having a good, or three topics. Sorry, loyalty, having a good time, and sense of humor. Right. Those are the three that I heard from you. So what are some um other aspects that you also value? Because those are pretty big for me too, right? And then we already talked about common interest. So are there any other aspects that make like a friend to you? What like so we'll delve into it even slightly deeper, meaning like what makes a close friend to you? Because it's like a friend could be like, oh, I just see them on the street and I say hi to them, right? And I'll see them like at the same spot or the same class once or twice a week, but you won't may or may not like hang out with them outside of class. You know what I mean? So what makes that close friend? What breaks the barrier between an acquaintance that you see just on a schedule or on a timed basis versus someone you'll go out of the way for to either help, talk to, get food with, etc. or at game, whatever.
Um, for me, it'll probably be someone who I know will like always have my back. Like, we have our friend there on, Mark.
Oh, my
He's
boy,
uh
my
he's
boy
uh he's
Marco Oliva.
yeah he's our boy Mark Oliva. He's not here with us today, but
He's not dead. He's
he
not
knows
not
that.
like that. He's not dead, but he's somewhere else. He's
Oh
physically.
yeah,
he's
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 out
in
of
a
the
better
country
place.
right now.
The
Yeah,
third
he's
slice of
out
the
of
baby cakes, dude. There it is. Go
yeah,
ahead.
Wow.
Sorry.
he's out of the country right now. But like he knows that me and Noran will always like have his back, like wherever he goes, and we're just like waiting for him to come back, like that kind of like commitment and like if you get what I mean.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. I mean, if we can expand upon that later or now or whatever, if you want to hand it off to Alison, that's on you.
So,
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I guess since for me it's like saying like starting the conversation with people like it's just like social anxiety. Like I get paranoid starting conversations with people, so it's pretty easy for me to define a close friend as someone that I don't have that paranoia with as strongly.
Mm.
So it just to like hang out a lot and like hang out at enough times where I'm like, oh, they want to hang out with me and they enjoy my presence. And then I'm able to like put my trust in them. And then yeah, we become close friends.
I think that like you both bring up some good points. Even Amy saying, apparently one of your best friends, right? Saying friends come and go like the waves of the ocean, but the true ones stay like an octopus on your face. Never had that happen where an octopus was on my face ever. So
um, that, I can't tell if that's deep or
yeah, I know I can't tell if that's
Huh.
deep either. It started off deep.
It's called my friend.
It started off deep, but that was really funny. We got Frankie Dominguez in the chat. Hello, it says Allison Hart less than 3. All right, I think you both bring up some very good points. It's like someone you could talk to, like what I mean. What do you? So let me hold on. Let me just like if I can ask you, Allison, what do you mean by like anxiety or paranoia? Like what if I don't want to pry into it too much, but what do you mean that you have you're paranoid or have anxiety when talking to people? Does that like stem from something or
but
what?
it's just like people in general, right? It's not like
Yeah.
like paranoid talking to your friends.
Well, I don't really know where it stems from, but it's just pretty much whether it be people or even like my friends, like or like even with close friends, I guess sometimes it happens where I just have a thought like, oh, what if they don't really want to talk to me, or like, oh, what if they like are just like trying to tolerate my
Oh, yeah,
presence?
yeah, okay.
Like it's kind of something that I can like logically say, no, that doesn't make sense, but I still think that. So yeah, I'm always gonna have that paranoia, but for me to like start any conversations or anything.
No, I
But
think
yeah.
no, I get you. I'm actually very similar in the way how I like contact some friends too. It's like I have like that small select group of friends where I'd be like, "Hey, I need to talk like right now." I can't do that with like someone like people I consider close, but some of them I can't do that because it's like the exact same feeling. It's like, do it. Is this person gonna respond? Are they still gonna be okay with like talking to me, stuff like that? So I have like similar thoughts when I do the same thing as well. Um,
Mhm.
we have Chester saying, uh, it stems from her natural 8 charisma stat. So apparently, I think you have low charisma stats.
Yeah. I mean,
Sorry.
I wouldn't
You
argue
know,
against that. Okay, but what's my best stat?
But hopefully that answer comes in a little bit later down the line. So,
Yeah, you better tell me.
all right. So other than that, like, all right. So we've talking about closer friends. We've talked about the anxieties that we talked about. Now I think we're halfway through the more or less halfway through the podcast.
yep.
We're gonna go into topics that I've asked Allison and Kemp both to participate in and fill out before the podcast began. If you don't know what we're talking about, I'm talking about the 5 love languages. Some of you may or may not have heard this, like I said. So it's just an online free site that you can get. Um, you answer just questions. How long did it take you guys to fill out? Just quick question.
Like 5 minutes, I guess.
Probably 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, roughly 5 to 10 minutes. It's just asking you questions based off preferences and scenarios, whether it's like friends or significant others. And it basically will list out 5 characteristics, which is our 5 love languages, which is pretty much ooh, 1 second. Where did they all go? So pretty much the 5 love languages are words of affirmation, which is oh shoot, where'd it go? Lost it. Words of affirmation, which is pretty much expressing affection through spoken affection, praise, or appreciation. The second one is acts of service, not necessarily Circle K related, but acts of service, actions rather than words that are used to show and receive love. The third one is receiving gifts. Gifts is a symbolic of Gifting is symbolic of love and affection. The fourth love language is quality time, expressing affection with undivided, undistracted attention. And the fifth is physical touch. It can be like, okay, excuse this, but I don't. This is what it says. It can be like sex or holding hands, or like just brushing lightly of each other's hands, whatever. With this love language, the speaker feels affection through physical touch. All right. So, Amy, uh, Chester saying prefer spending time with others or acts of affection. Amy saying a true friend stabs you in the front instead of the back. Affection is for the weak. Love you and yourself only. I hope you're referring to that one meme. Don't don't trust
Yeah.
anyone, not even yourself. And then it's just a guy photoshopped with a gun.
It's
Is it that? Yeah. Don't even trust yourself. I love that one. Anthony or Mark, what up? Welcome to the stream.
Hey, it's my boy.
All
It's
right.
like he hurt and call him out.
Just in time. All right. So going back to the 5 love languages, I've asked both, like I said, Allison and Kemp to fill this out prior to the podcast, and we've had some interesting results. Funny enough, Allison and Kemp both have had similar tiers of
Ranking.
rankings. There you go. And I actually was the outlier, which is pretty funny. So also want to like bring this up to people watching the stream, like what of the 5, how would you rank them? Or if you already taken the 5 love languages quiz before, if you can remember them, not necessarily the numbers. So let's just start off with uh, you two. You both had in the same order. Let me just go do them quickly. Words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, physical touch, and receiving gifts. So we'll just go in order of with words of affirmation. Allison, you had an 11. I don't know what this scales out of. And then Kemp, you had a 10, I believe. So, why do you guys value words of affirmation so highly? Whether it's from friends, a significant other, family, or etc.
This probably goes back on the trust I was talking about earlier. So I feel like if you tell me like straight up like words of affirmation or like compliments or like other stuff like that, uh, I feel like you value me highly, and like yeah, that's kind of what I look for in friends or like a relationship. That
Okay.
I'm like worth something to someone.
Okay. Actually, let me correct what I said earlier. Kemp, you had a 9. Allison, you had an 11. So you're like you really highly value words of affirmation. So let's pry into your mind. Why is that?
Yeah, it kind of also goes back to the social anxiety thing where it just like I'm gonna always need constant reminder that you care about me, I guess.
Mm.
Otherwise, I'm always gonna think otherwise in my mind. So yeah, that's why apparently I really need words of affirmation a lot.
See, that's cool. That's good. Like it actually connected, and like I totally respect that because it's like some people might not have the similar mindset, so they might not think of words of affirmation as important, like
Hmm.
as you might. Um,
Although, when people do like say, "Oh my god," like when they do compliment me, I never really know how to respond. So like, it's a little awkward, but I do, and like, it is very meaningful to me.
you're like I, I
Same.
I don't know what to do. I never planned getting this far.
Yeah, right. I don't know what to say.
So
I'm
that's
like, oh, thanks, but I do think it's meaningful.
same to you, sorta. I don't know.
Yeah, right. I
Hey. So actually, let me point this out that Allison, you had that number one with 11 points. Kemp, you had that at 9, and then both of you had acts of service second, but the gap was significantly different. Allison, you had yours, like I said, was at 11, and their second most ranked one was at 7. So there was a 4-point difference. While Kemp, you had words of affirmation at 9, and their second ranked one, acts of service and quality time, both at 8. So a 1-point difference. So actually, that says a lot, I think, to me, because Allison already said you have like that social anxiety, which makes sense. And funny enough for me, I think you guys both have it ranked as your number one. I'm over here saying words of affirmation is actually tied for third for me at only 5. So I think that was really surprising to me. I was like, I like words of affirmation from time to time, and saying that, yeah, I like that occasional compliment and being acknowledged. Oh yay, we're friends, yay! Like it makes me happy. It definitely makes me happy. But I have quality time ranked as number one, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But I think the reason why words of affirmation is a little bit lower on my list is just because the other ones rank just better, in my opinion. I'm not saying it's bad, but I value the other ones more than I do words of affirmation. Like I said, it's tied for third on my list. So we'll go on to the next one for both of you. You guys have acts of service. Allison, you have 7. Kemp, you have 8. So, like I said, Kemp's gap is much smaller, but you technically value it a little bit higher than Allison. What you got?
For acts of service.
Yeah, so if that's basically actions rather than
Oh,
words are used to,
yeah.
yeah.
It's pretty much like if someone's like willing to do like blah blah blah, like they got my back for like certain stuff.
You ain't
And
down.
yeah,
No balls.
sure, sure.
All right, sorry,
Yeah,
I interrupted. Go ahead.
yeah. But I think during the survey, it was just like I was like, oh, do you have to like tell them to do this? And like I wouldn't mark that, but then like for the ones that said if they do this like without me telling them, like they do it like just to help me out. Like I marked that one. I actually I really like it when like people do that. Like
Huh.
they know I need help with something, and it's just like they do it, and it's like you the homie, man.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. All right, Allison, what you got?
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, but the funny thing is that like with acts and service and words of affirmation is that like I said, I'm kind of awkward when it comes to like receiving compliments. Like I feel like I'm kind of bad with words in general, and I definitely express my express appreciation or respect like better through acts of service than through
Yeah.
words of affirmation.
I get that.
And yeah,
It's the
and
same
it's
for me too.
also interesting because like now that I think about it, people do service stuff for me, I feel really bad, so I usually don't like it. Like to me if they do it, but also I'm kind of uncomfortable when they do that because I just feel bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
like like always like in the back of my head of like someone does something for me, it's just like in the back of my head like, oh next time like I should pay that guy back somehow. Whatever. It's always like looming in the back of my head that someone does
Yeah.
something for me.
Yeah,
Maybe,
but
yeah.
but I don't think it said that in the quiz, right? It didn't say it's like they didn't expect something in return. It's like they just did it because they did it,
Oh
right?
no,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that's like
outside
two
of
different
that.
things, but still, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we have like some comments in the chat that I didn't get to read earlier. Albert saying a true friend would bring a bottle pillow back from their trip to Japan despite the humiliation. I mean that I think I don't know. Me and Kemp.
Albert, I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry.
Wait, I definitely do that.
Kemp is like, shoot, why don't you just buy one at Anime Expo?
Yeah, I've definitely brought back like 2 or 3 body pillows this past 2 years.
Amy also says, Allison, we'd like snacks from Korea, please. Smiley face.
Same.
Yeah, I need to make a spreadsheet for all the
Damn,
things.
that's so many people. I don't think you're gonna fit that in your luggage. All right, then we have Patrick saying, affirmation is like cement. You keep adding more so it can support someone. Someday it will harden so they can stand on their own. I think that's
Dude,
that's pretty deep.
Wow.
We got a lot of
Wow.
analogies in chat today, man.
Yeah, these,
All my friends are doing is giving me analogies.
like
Yeah, a lot
they're
of
analogies. They're I think there's metaphors. They're pretty good. Some of them are.
But yeah, Patrick, that was really good.
That was really good. I'm like so
That was
impressed,
really good.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed. All right.
Wow.
So, and then Albert also saying, I think there's a point in a friendship where you just get each other's back in terms of favors. It's rough, but you get there. So it's like it's acts of service, but you have to build up that trust and like affection between each other to be like, oh yeah, dude, like, oh yeah, of course I'll do it. You didn't have to ask me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you have Albert saying you have to reach a certain point that it won't just be like off the bat. Like
yeah.
you wouldn't do that to, like, there's some people, but there's a chance that like me, especially, like, would I do that for someone I barely know? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like when I do something for someone, it's just like, I mean, when I do something for like a close friend, like I don't expect anything back. But like when someone does something for me, just like I expect myself to like pay them back
Yeah.
somehow.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I agree with that, yeah.
Yeah. So, just like the other ones, I also have acts of service ranked third with only 5 points. So I think acts of service is cool, but I think it's considered, like, for me, I also don't consider it as highly because
Dang.
no, I mean
I thought
it's third. I'm not
this
saying like
you.
okay, hold on. So it's like
you service maniac.
no, it's like like the reason why I say this and it's ranked third compared to my other two is acts of service. They're nice, but for me, especially, like, I went to Berkeley, dude. Everyone's competitive. I don't expect
Oh.
I don't expect everyone to look out for me, dude. I think that's also just sort of how I grew up. Was like there was a point where it's like not necessarily that I had to fend for myself, but I had to make decisions for myself. It's like, and I didn't get as much
Oh
support.
my god, my friend is FaceTiming me right now.
Oh jeez, is this words
Wait.
of affirmation? Let's get
I
a
mean,
listen
like-
in. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Go.
Hey Jade. Jade.
What is this?
Hi.
Are you busy?
I'm video chatting my friends right now. We have a podcast here.
Wait, dude, this would be in
Yeah.
the video.
Hear my text? So pretty.
Yeah, I'm trying on eyelashes. for the
Dang,
wedding.
look at
Oh,
those
you're-
words of affirmation.
Oh, nice.
Oh my gosh. Alison doesn't know how to respond.
Sorry, what?
Didn't you be able to come?
Dude, this is that
tomorrow?
anxiety kicking in. She doesn't know how to respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Like, what time?
Depends. I mean, you can come anytime.
Dude, Mary, how often do you FaceTime with people? I've only FaceTimed once.
Wait, hold on. We'll get into this. I think we're still distracting her.
Be free tomorrow.
Okay.
But we're gonna leave. And I finished my essay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, my parents kind of planned something for taking me to Santa Cruz, and they had like another plan for that afterwards. So I'm gonna have to ask them. I'm not sure. To stay go on Friday anyway.
Oh.
Is that okay?
Or I just wanted to
Yeah, okay.
All right, Alison. We're still on stream.
But...
time.
Alright, I'll talk to you later.
Like,
Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
All right, so we got some words. We got a perfect
Okay.
example of timing of words of affirmation. I think
Sorry.
there's something to say right there. She was like, "Oh my God, you're so pretty." Like, obviously, like I like to joke about that with me and my friends as a joke to other people. Oh my God, but like, I think that was a genuine compliment.
Yeah, she gives me a lot of words of affirmation, and she's a very meaningful friend to me.
So I think, all right. So here's something else. Outside of words of affirmation, Kemp brought up a point. It's like, how often do you FaceTime with like your friends, in general?
Not that often actually. I like very rarely do.
Dang. Okay. Kemp, what about you?
Yeah, I've only FaceTime once, and that was like just like to test out something.
It wasn't even like a real FaceTime. It was just to test something.
Yeah, we were just like, "What's up? You ugly." And,
Okay. So the
I,
opposite of my chat.
I mean, but you know, whatever. I think
Yeah.
that there's a different. There's that
Yeah.
form of affirmation of like, you know, we get to trash talk each other.
Mhm.
Like just like the acts of service. There's a point where words of affirmation go from nice words of affirmation to just like you just flame each other and roast each other.
Yep.
There's a point where it evolves into something just dumb. All right. So with that said,
I forgot what we were talking about, but I wanted to ask Neron, how come you value quality time so much?
oh yeah. So I think that is your third one, right? So we'll get into that. So
Yeah.
Kemp, you have quality time third, tied for second at 8.
Yeah,
Allison,
I
you
also
have
value
it.
it pretty highly.
Yeah. Allison, you have it ranked third with 6. I have it ranked highest at 10. So the reason why, like, I have quality time ranked number 1 is because I like the presence of someone. The reason is because for me sometimes I just get lonely, and you know, texting or
Okay.
calling someone like this might more or less get a little deep or a little dark or whatever, but like you know, I get lonely sometimes, and you know, I will text someone or call someone, and like Allison said earlier, like there's an anxiety that they might not reply or whatever, right? Like they might be busy, and like I don't have too many friends that I could say that I can do that on the fly and feel comfortable enough texting, because I don't want to be texting like 10 different people at the same time saying like I have the same problem, like, or like I'm feeling lonely or whatever, right? Like I don't like doing that. So I think that's where quality time comes in, because if I'm hanging out with them and like they've made time to hang out with me, I value that very highly. It's like, yo, dude, like they want, like, especially if someone goes out of their way or like they initiate to hang out or spend quality time with me. If they go be like, "Hey, let's hang out. I haven't seen you in a long time." I think that's just as valuable, or if not more valuable to me than like acts of service or words of affirmation, because it's like words of affirmation and um acts of service, you may or may not be physically there. You know what I mean? Like it says they'll do something for you or they'll say something to you, and you may or may not be there in person because it's like, oh yeah, they did the dishes when I was out of the house. Like I didn't know that. You know what I mean? Or um words of affirmation. Like I could get a phone call or a text or even a picture, be like, hey, what's up? I miss you or I appreciate you, I love you from family member, whatever, right? Like that's something, or even a call or a FaceTime, like you said. But quality time, that literally like quality time, whether that's just one-on-one Skype call, if it's like long distance, or like hanging out in person, like that person has made an effort to meet you physically to be with you. That's why I value it so high. Because like some people, especially nowadays, it's like we have social media, we have electronics, we have so many ways to contact people. But it's not. It's still, in my opinion, not the same if you're hanging out in person.
Right. For me, I also value quality time really highly, but I think like it doesn't for me it doesn't really have to be like an in person kind of thing. Like I'll talk to like one of my friends about like this really cool show that's going on right now, and it's like we'll talk about it for like an hour or two, and it's like I think that's like really good quality time for me. And like the thing like with quality time and like the survey, it's just like I think you like take it many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it just depends on the person.
Yeah, because quality. Why do you keep bringing food? Who keeps bringing you food?
My
Damn.
mom's great.
All right, so we'll get into that aspect of it later. But I think quality time also means expressing affection with undivided and undistracted attention. It's like they will drop what they're doing to pay attention to you and give you attention and be there with you. I think that's why I value it. They're dropping everything else to do that or just be there with you. You know what I mean? That's why I just value it. So man,
Yeah,
people in that.
honestly, like
Yeah, go ahead.
when I saw the 5 things, I figured that time would be like the most like I quality time would be the most understandable to be at the top. It's like with words of affirmation and acts of service, depending on your relationship, they're usually like it usually stems off of like an obligation that you have to return the favor, when quality time is kind of more of a mutual like thing. So yeah, quality time is like pretty important. I'm not really too sure why it didn't score as high, but I feel like for me at least, I'm more introverted, so sometimes I can get like socialized out. Like I can lose energy socializing, so I can't really spend it's hard for me to spend a lot of time with people for too long and too much. But I don't know. I'm not sure.
All right, and then we have people in the chat just finding quotes off Google and just saying dark things in the chat. But even Amy is saying, I have my favorite words of affirmation. You're decent.
Thank you.
I really like that person. I think she's a star of the chat today.
All right.
I really like that person.
I think, Kemp, what do you have to say about that? Like you said, you can take it in different ways, right? So like, how did you see it?
Like for you, like you said, you like it when the person does stuff like in person, right?
Yeah.
I also like it when they do stuff in person, but I also value it like if you just like spend time to like talk to me like on Messenger or something.
Oh, so you talk it like that? Yeah.
I value that like just as much as like when someone does something in person.
Yeah, because your top 3 is actually really close together. You had 9, 8, and 8. They were super close together, other than the bottom 2. But I mean, that's something. Allison, you had something to say?
I just said I agree with Kemp with that. Like, I'm open to any sort of like knowing that they just know that I exist and they're acknowledging and want to talk to me and stuff like that.
Okay,
that's
fair.
I highly value discussion.
Okay, that's totally fair. Kemp, Neil's asking if are you trying to tell me we can date now?
With Neil?
Yes, Neil Medina.
Alright, who's best girl? Well, we can talk after that.
All right, we can talk after that. All right, so, and then you two had physical touch, both ranked fourth with 4 points. I actually put up had mine at 7 at second. I'm actually surprised mine was like that, but sort of surprised. But what about you guys?
Yeah, for me, I'm not that comfortable with physical touch. So I guess it would be meaningful if I did get into that comfort with someone who's like, yeah. But yeah, I don't really care too much for that. So
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah.
for physical touch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it's I feel like I think it's more like I don't know how to word it out.
I mean,
I,
it
I,
could.
I, I
Oh.
yeah, it might just be me, but I feel like physical touch is like either valued really highly or very lowly, like depending on the person.
Oh, that's fair to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
I
Oh,
don't
go
think
ahead.
there's a middle ground for physical touch.
I think that's fair to say. I think that's the reason why I valued it so high. It's the same. It's the same pretty much reason why I enjoy quality time. It's like they're physically there. Like, that could be taken both. Like we're thinking as friends, right? But this can also be taken in a romantic sense, right? It was like, oh, you want to hold hands or you just want to hug or cuddle or whatever, right? It's like if you're with like a significant other, right? Like I would enjoy that. I think that's the reason. But like with friends, I think if the quiz was geared strictly towards friends, it would probably rank lower because sometimes I'm just not as comfortable with people touching me. But I'm just saying if it's with like a significant other or something like that, then I think that's why I value it so highly. And same thing as quality time. Um, so I think we'll just wrap that one up pretty quickly. Physical touch is not super. It's pretty
It's
self-explanatory. Yeah,
straightforward.
it's very straightforward. Um, and lastly, all of us we have receiving gifts as last. Allison at a 3. Oh no, Allison at a 2. Kemp at a 1. I have it at a 3. So receiving gifts, we clearly out of the 5, we value it the least. What do you guys have to say about that?
I never give anybody gifts, so I don't expect anyone to give me any gifts. And like that's not to say that receiving gifts isn't meaningful because sometimes it can be very meaningful if someone just gave you a gift like out of the blue for no reason, to which I'm thankful for. But yeah, I just don't really require it. And also it's kind of awkward because I wouldn't give them any gifts. So
Oh,
like
I think that's fair. All right, just before you go, everyone in the chat, please stop spamming. I'm trying to. There's some people that are actually trying to give feedback and participate, but like, it's just flying through the feed and I can't read it in time because everyone's spamming like a paragraph. So I appreciate it if you stop spamming, please. I mean, you can spam every now and then, but whatever. All right, Camp, go ahead. Receiving gifts.
I think it's the same for me. It's just it's not like that. I don't want to. I'd rather not give people gifts. It's just like I have the money to give people gifts. So I feel
Hey,
like
that's fair. That's me.
yeah,
That's me.
I feel like if I could pay everyone back something, like, I would definitely do that.
Yeah, I think.
It's
See,
just that
yeah.
it's just that like receiving gifts myself is like I mean like it's not that I don't value it highly. It's just that it I don't value it highly. I mean I just that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It's not that you don't value it highly. It's just you see everything else in greater light, is what you're saying. Yeah. I'm the same way, but I think I actually, even though mine's a 3, and out of us 3, that's the highest number, but I think I still value, maybe not the least as much like Allison, but lower, because for me, receiving gifts is nice, but when I think of gifts now, especially now that I'm older, I'm a very practical gift giver and gift receiver. So that's why it's hard for me to give gifts in the first place. It's like, unless it's a joke gift or like a gag gift, you know what I mean? It's not as enjoyable to give or receive. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, they give me something. Am I going to use this? Or if it's clothing, am I going to wear this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's why it's like I don't when people ask me like, "Oh, what do you want as a gift for like graduation or what do you want as for Christmas?" I'm like, "I don't know, can you just give me money?" Like that is the most practical gift you can get and
Yeah.
receive. And my friend actually surprised me that for graduation. They just like, "Yo, dog, here's some money." I'm like, "What? What are you doing?" It's like, I got a job. Don't worry about it." I'm like, "Oh, dude, that's chill." 'Cause see, I find that super practical. But like, I don't
Okay,
know.
but if it, instead of receiving gifts, it's receiving money, how would it rank now?
I mean, it depends. How much am I receiving?
Okay.
That depends. Am I getting $1 or am I getting $20? It's because it's like if someone gives me $1 and be like, "What the hell? Why are you giving me $1? This is so random."
Yeah,
Someone
it's
gives
like
me
trash
$20,
money.
I go, "What the hell? Why are you giving this to me? But if you're not taking it, I'll take it." You know what I mean? Like, I like obviously that's like difference between like quality and quantity, but at the same time, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
there's difference between gifts itself and gift and money because that encompasses everything. For me, gifts aren't as valuable because everything I value as I want as a gift is super expensive. That's why I want the money.
Yeah.
So I can buy the things that I want that people may not know that I want it. You know what I mean? I don't know. What about you two?
This is about gift giving, right?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. We have Amy in the chat saying, "I think gifts are a social tradition that should be broken. The idea of gifts is drilled into our minds acts as a standard act of affection when the
That
actual
that's
meaning is overpowered by traditional holidays."
Yeah, I think that's a good point because I grew up and when my parents always tell me like if your relatives like give you money for no reason, like don't accept it or unless it's like just be like very like courteous or whatever. So like
Yeah.
yeah, when I receive money in general, it's just like oh it's okay man. Yeah,
Mm.
stuff like I'll be like cautious.
Oh, I see. I see. So there's a
Oh
difference
yeah.
between giving giving gifts out of affection versus giving gifts because it's expected of you. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
Yeah,
there's that difference. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I
yeah.
know on the quiz it would be like randomly receiving a gift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Out of nowhere. So I mean, like I appreciate it, but it
Well,
just
I
it
mean,
just it depends on the context. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It really depends on the context. I mean, like everything has like some kind of meaning behind it.
Yeah, like Maggie and Chester, they're both saying, Maggie saying, well, gifts are still fine if you're doing it because you actually want to. Chester saying, gifts are still cool though. Amy, you can just give someone a gift for the sake of giving it to them. And Patrick saying, gifts have their own merit, especially if something is very thoughtful. See, so there's the aspect of we're saying
Mhm.
not practicality, expectation of giving slash receiving gifts around like holiday season, birthdays, anniversaries, stuff like that, versus just being like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get my friend or significant other a bouquet of roses because I want them to know that I care about them. Like we get like I think we've distinguished that, right? We distinguished the separation of the two different types of gift giving.
Mhm.
All right. So with that said, we've wrapped up through all 5 of the love languages. So if anyone in the chat has taken it or will take it, I suggest you
You
do.
should. Did you link the website?
I did not, but you can Google it. You can just literally Google
Okay.
5 love languages. There'll be like a probably the first website that'll pop up. You take it for free, absolutely free. I'm not sponsored, obviously. I just want to do this for the podcast. But I think the
What
reason
is this why you won't
Yeah.
plug
Do
it
you
in?
have any like products to advertise?
water.
Ice cube.
Oh, I don't know. What were you eating there, Allison? What'd your mom bring for you this time?
Probably Korean melon.
What?
Korean melon.
What's
What
the
the
difference?
what the hell? What makes it
Uh,
Korean?
and like, yeah, not as sweet, kind of harder, but it's still good.
Is it green?
No,
Is
yeah.
it a winter melon?
I
Oh,
don't know. Just Google Korean melon. You'll see it.
so yeah, Amy, I googled it and said it was required to make a profile. So making a profile just means your name and then your email, and then they'll email your results to you as well, just in case you want to keep it for later
You,
reference.
you don't you don't
Yeah,
even need to put your name.
yeah, you don't even put your name. Just I think their email is required, but
Yeah.
um, I think everyone should take it. I think the reason why I wanted to bring this up, especially the 5 love languages, I'm not saying I didn't lie that it was free. It's still free. I didn't say making a profile costs anything, so I win there. But Brian, thanks for the compliment on the shirt. But the reason why I want to bring it up is because I was reading an article about this, about the 5 love languages, right? It's like people have different orders and different rankings of the the 5 languages, right? So one person might expect something, be like, oh, they enjoy words of affirmation, like you guys, right? But another person enjoys um, what's another one? Like physical touch, right? So it's like, oh, words of affirmation. It's like, oh, how come you don't call me, you don't text me, we don't talk anymore? You know what I mean? Versus, oh, I just want to like give you a hug or something, right? It's like if a person that likes physical touch doesn't call the person who likes words of affirmation, then the person of words of affirmation will feel like less, quote unquote, less loved, right? They won't feel as much affection, where the person who thinks physical touch is ranked higher, they won't see anything wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like they'd be like, "Oh, I didn't do anything wrong," but that's the same quote. Like, what was it? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Everything of these love languages is very subjective to who you are as a person and the other people you interact with. Each person ranks it differently. So I don't know. What do you two have to say about that? We'll just wrap this up with final thoughts on this topic with that, and then we'll go into something fun for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, even with
Oh, go ahead.
that's
Yeah, go
right.
ahead.
Even with like seeing the results, I still can't say too sure how accurate it is, because it could also depend on my mood, or like or depend on the person. Like as you said, depending on a friend or someone I'm in a romantic relationship with. So yeah, even so, I'm not still too sure if it's accurate or not, but there's some like interest in knowing your results, and there's some accuracy in it, I guess.
Yeah, it's like when you fill out those random Facebook surveys.
which
Hogwarts,
Naruto
house
character are
you?
you, dude?
Yeah.
Are you part of the Uchiha clan?
Yeah.
What type of bread are you, BuzzFeed?
Oh my god, freaking BuzzFeed. Which kind of cookie are you today? Oh my god. I think that's fair. It also definitely depends on like how you're feeling in the day. But
For
yeah.
me though, I actually thought I'd have quality time as the highest.
Yeah, same.
You see that you thought so, but
Yeah.
when you presented specific scenarios, you would rank them higher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what you think. You think you know something about yourself, but then you take something and subconsciously you're like, but all these questions, if you like saying for the 5 love languages quiz/test or whatever, everything you're presented to in a question is very, I wouldn't say a specific scenario, but it's like, oh, it's like this person stopped to do something for you versus, you know, something else, right? So it's like a specific scenario. So this is I'm not saying like you don't value quality time. It's just ranking them in order. So I'm not saying, you know, you don't value quality time or you don't value it highly, but I think it just in this specific test, in this setup, that just happens to be your result. You know what I mean? So there's all of that. All right. You guys have any final thoughts with the 5 love languages, making friends, or anything before we move on to the last random topic?
I thought it was cool to talk about. I never really thought of like deconstructing it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why for me the life lesson like I learned from my dad, it was like sometimes you need to stop being a little selfish. And like, you know, I understand what you're going through, but do you understand what the other person is going through as well? I think instead of just looking at through, you have to be empathetic. You have to be able to understand the other person's scenario and how they're feeling, not just yourself. Because I don't know if anyone watched the Wong Fu video, they're just another nice guy. You know what I mean? It's sort of like that. If you watched it, I think that's a very good example of it versus, you know, just looking at it by yourself. All right, so just last topic, last 5-10 minutes or so. All right, so we're just gonna play a quick, I wouldn't say lightning round, but of this or that random topics. All right, guys, pancakes or waffles, and like a one sentence explanation. Go.
Okay.
Alison, you first. Go.
Wait, I come up with a question?
No, waffles or pancakes.
Oh, waffles and pancakes.
Oh man, you like cut off. I didn't hear it either.
Sorry. I must have cut off. All right, go.
Yeah.
I'm like shit. Shit. I like pancakes because they're sweeter, I guess, and softer. But waffles are fun to make.
Ooh, that's fair. So you're giving like the benefit of the doubt to the waffles. All right, that's fair. Kemp, what you got?
Yeah.
What you got, Kemp?
I like waffles because they have the thing. So when you put the syrup on them, it doesn't spill out.
Until you cut them or bite into them.
Yeah, but at that point, I just eat it quickly.
All right, we got
I
people.
also like waffles because I have like 20 million waffles right now.
Yeah. For the people in the chat, I'm talking about Just Another Guy, Part 2, the 3-part series that they just released this past month. We got a lot of people saying waffles because they come with syrup
Hey, what up,
holders
chat?
and they're crunchy. So we got a lot of waffle people. Sorry, Allison.
I'm the unpopular
You
opinion.
just got out what is it? Out majority, whatever. Overruled.
You just got whiplash. You just got whiplash.
You just got
Darn it.
whiplashed. All right, guys. All right, so next question is rice or noodles?
Wait, what? Something or noodles?
Rice or
Rice
noodles
noodles.
in a dish.
Oh.
It can be a main dish, side dish,
Oh.
whatever. Ramen, udon, pad thai, fried rice, pineapple fried rice, whatever. Burritos even have rice in it, dude. Like, it doesn't have to be just the plain stuff. Rice or noodles? Go.
Oh
That's-
shit.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Maggie
rice is
says that's
very
a hard.
versatile.
Even Maggie's saying it's a hard question, but she picked noodles. Patrick says rice. What you guys got?
Rice is more versatile, and sometimes noodles like make me feel sick if I eat too much of it.
Yeah.
But my favorite food is spaghetti, so I'm not sure, but for this question,
All right. That's fine. You say rice. That's there.
yeah.
Like overall, you say rice, but like once
Yeah.
again, there's that one exception of
but
I like spaghetti.
spaghetti.
Yeah. All right. We got a lot of people saying rice. Oh, this one's pretty hard. Split in the chat.
I think I'm gonna go with noodles on this one because
Ooh.
the thing with rice is that I can't eat rice by itself, but I have to have like a side dish with
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But noodles I can just eat by itself.
I think that's fair to say. I also. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
I still value rice very highly.
I'm not saying this one's bad. I just
Yeah.
just the same thing as love languages. I
like the
value
five
the other
love
one. I value it
Yeah.
higher than the other one. We get it. So
If
like
rice
same thing
is
with
a
the chat.
6, then noodles is a 5.
Oh yeah. See, there you go. There you go. So I think I'm the same way. I think rice is definitely more versatile. It could go with a lot more things because noodles, it has to be a specific noodle. But my mom made spaghetti today, Filipino spaghetti. Mom spaghetti, knees weak, arms are heavy. The chat can finish the rest of that verse. But like you said, my mom's spaghetti is also one of my favorite dishes of all time. So there's that kind of noodles and pasta. All right, final one. Shoot, I didn't think of a third one.
Wow.
My phone is dead. All right, Apple or Android? There's my final question because my phone died and I can't even read the chat anymore. I'm sorry.
Yo, where my Android gang at?
Apple is terrible in like ethics and marketing and stuff like that, and they're like totally duping the customers. But I'm still going to say Apple.
Dang,
What the
I like how
fuck is
Alison
a
always gives
sellout,
like
dude?
that
What?
that
Fucking
exception in the
sellout.
caveat. Like she plays devil's advocate like ever so slightly. It's really funny to me. It's super funny.
Man.
Oh my god. All right, Kemp, you said Android. Give me your explanation why.
I'm fucking biased because I'm a software developer, so I like Android because it
Wait,
actually
really?
lets me play with my device, like
Really?
make apps and shit. You know
Alright,
how
we-
like you know how like Android has like a debug mode.
Yeah.
I could
Oh,
actually,
I don't
like,
know.
run
I
that
wouldn't know,
on-
dude. I have
I
an
would know
Apple.
this.
I wouldn't
I'm a
know.
fucking shitty iPhone user.
La. I'm not.
Yeah, Nero's phone ran out of battery.
No, because I was using it all day. That doesn't count. And running everything on my phone and my laptop, it drains my battery. When the podcast started, my battery was at 25% already.
Okay.
So to be fair, you make it sound like my battery was at 100% and then it died mid-podcast. That would suck. I'm not. That would suck.
I wouldn't
up.
be surprised.
All right, so we got people separated
Yeah.
in the chat as well. Apple, Android, Android Game. Oh no, Kemp, that was you. Maggie also saying Apple Orange.
Mm,
I bet someone out there hasn't done the pun yet, but I will say pen pineapple apple pen. It's not
oh my god.
pen pineapple Android pen.
Hey, that sounds like a Chinese knockoff. What is that?
All right. With that said, I'd like to thank everyone who came out to watch the podcast today. All of Allison's friends, Albert's friends, whatever. I don't know you, but I do know you two. I appreciate you all coming out to watch this podcast. Um, I hope you try to learn something today. Like I said, try to do those 5 love languages tests. I think it's really helpful with making friends and or um, just if you have a significant other to know what both of you enjoy in life and rank. So, Kemp, Allison, you guys have any final words or shout outs to our audience, or what do you want to say to YouTube, even though there's less people who watch it on YouTube?
Thanks for watching. Chat was really fun today. All your analogies and your random quotes.
Hey,
Mhm.
there's
Yeah,
shout
y'all
out
were
to the
lit today.
chat.
Yes, to all my friends who came and watched. I value you a lot. You are all very meaningful to me.
Dang, words of affirmation.
Yeah,
Chat, how are you going to respond to her? Let's see how you guys can all message her later, or just comment on the video
Or
once
don't.
once the stream is finished. That is all up to you. That is no longer up to my discretion. But with that said, like I said, thank you everyone for watching. I did remember to record it this time, so this will be posted on YouTube probably tomorrow or within 2 days. So if you are watching on YouTube, if you're not, my
Alright.
channel is, let me just pull this on OBS. Right here, my channel is, bam, I am Neon Gaming. Thanks. Check out my YouTube right there. Gaming videos coming up this week as well, including this podcast video. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. With that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. And if you have and you want to join future podcasts or any have future topics, there is a link that I will be posting later on. I'll send it to Alison as well. There's a Google form that you can sign up to be on the podcast, or even just suggest topics if you don't want to be it. So like I said, thanks for watching, and I hope everyone has a good night. All right. Thank you.
Later,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Bye.
All right, we're out.
Mic drop.